Hello again, everyone. I'm just here with a quick unboxing from Yoseka Stationery. And to be truthful, it's not really an unboxing because everything is already unboxed. I had two orders that came in around the same time, so I figured I would just go through the items because I thought that some of you might be quite interested in at least one or two of the things that I got in this recent order. So as usual, they have these lovely little notes. I won't be reading these today, but one thing that I did want to bring up, since I did order these very quickly, the second one said, "Thank you for your order again." And then the first one, they remembered that I had ordered the Sailor Pro Gear Mini and were saying that they were hoping that I was enjoying it. They're just super sweet and I really like to support them, and it's the personal touch that really does make a big difference and make me want to buy from them in the future. So I'm going to put those notes off to the side. So this first item is probably the most interesting thing that I have in here today. This is by Kuretake, and they are markers that have these little inserts here. It's kind of hard to tell because everything's white in the package, but I will put a link below and then you can kind of see how it's supposed to work. But so they have these little inserts that you dip into fountain pen ink until the fountain pen ink rises all the way up in the little insert. Then you put it back in the pen and you can write with fountain pen ink like it's in a marker. So again, this is one that I would really like you to go see the link, and there's a little video on how to fill it and everything. I just thought these were so cool. I at some point will do a follow-up video and see how they work and kind of explain whether or not they were too fiddly because I think you need to use little forceps to get in there to like put these in fountain pen ink. And again, it's really hard for you to tell here because it's all white. There's a little illustration on the back that says so here's the little thing that goes in there like a refill, and then that is what gets dipped into ink, and then they talk about how it goes into the pen, and then you put this little cap on the back so that it stays there, and then you can write on it, and it's all in Japanese. But these seemed super cool, so I'm really excited to play with those. Oops, and here we just have some more Yoseka Stationery stickers. Let's go with this one next. I'm not going to swatch anything or test anything out today. This is just sort of a unboxing without the box. So this is a new Kaweco Sport. This is a collector's edition, and the pen is actually pretty similar to the color of the box here. This is a coral colored Kaweco fountain pen. And it even says on the cap here, which you probably cannot see very well, but it even says special edition on the cap. I'm not sure you're able to make that out at all, but I got this in a medium, and I thought it would be kind of nice to have a different color. I only have a couple of these sports that they write really well when you get a good nib. So that is the kicker. This one I did not test out yet, although I did kind of glide it across paper and see how it was going, and it seemed to be okay, but I'm not really going to know until I write with it with ink. But I have another blue sport that just had a really lousy nib and would start and stop and have hard starts, and it just was not that great. I swapped the nib from another pen and used that, and I actually got an extra nib. Of course, the new nib is not blue, but it works much better. And I know other YouTubers have commented on how the Kawecos, especially the sports, although I think it's probably across the line, you never know. I mean, their quality control does not seem to be the best. So sometimes you can get kind of a bum nib, so to speak. But the good news about these the sport models that are plastic is that they're fairly inexpensive. So, and you could always return it if you did get a bad nib and all of that. So this is a collector's edition, and it's the same price as a regular sport. So if you like the color, it's a collector's edition, limited edition, so that's something if you're interested in, you should probably get it sooner rather than later. And these I am super excited about. These are little paper clips from Midori, and they have 4 different designs, and they are all rabbit designs. And if you've heard me talk about anything on the channel before, you probably know that I adore rabbits. I have a thing for rabbits. So these are perfect. I'm really looking forward to using these. Okay, and so the other things, so this tray came from them. This is a little melamine tray. This is sort of the light greenish color. I'll put a link down below so that you know which one it is. And this is really just so that I can have a place to put things on my desktop so they don't roll away. I don't know if, I think the paintbrush is maybe a little too long. Yeah, if I put it in there sideways, but otherwise. But I kind of wanted to, you know, have a place to put things that are on my desktop and pens that I'm using, because they tend to go all over the place. I actually do have a smaller one on my desk now. Let me see if I can get it out without upsetting everything on my desk. And this I kind of have in a little nook, so it's kind of nice. This one is gray, and then I just have some random pens and things that I'm using in here, and it works really well for that. But I wanted to have a little bit of a bigger one, and I kind of liked this color. I think of the two, I probably prefer the gray, but I just wanted to try something different and sort of a brighter color. So I'm going to put that tray back. I will put everything, oh, and this made it into the frame. This was also in there. This is a little pen case that I got off of a resale site. Someone had made a special order with hand-stitched leather tea for a little 3 fountain pen case, and I bought that off of there. And now it's housing my Diplomat Arrow, my Pilot Custom 74, and my Architect Nib TWSBI Diamond 580. So those are sort of the pens that I'm trying to use the most and that I really like the most, and they're kind of like all snug up in this thing. I'm sorry to say that this person does not make these ready-made. I will put a link to Hand Stitched Leather Tea. They have a new website, which I was super excited about, because before it was on Facebook only, and she would say that leather goods were available. She makes TNs and folios and that sort of thing, and some tool rolls, pen cases, that sort of thing, but not like this, ready-made. But she used to put up, okay, things are available, and then things would sell out in like minutes. So unless you knew when that specific update was happening, you were going to miss it. And I was not planning on profiling this, but it made its way into the video because it was sitting on my pen tray over here. So so there you go. But I will put a link to Hand Stitched Leather Tea below. So the other bulk of my purchase is these little, I don't know if you could call them folios, but they're little storage containers that are really great. My plan was to put stickers and things in these little ones. So the littler ones have just 2 little sections in here and then 1 extra folder on the back. They're really good for storing little pieces of paper. I thought also that I might put little bits of collage material and carry them around with me in these, because I haven't ever taken collage materials with me when I am out and about and doing art stuff, but if I had them in these little containers, that might work. So I thought I would probably have the most use for the small ones, so I got 2 of those in these colors, which I thought were super cute. And then I got one that's the same height as these, but is twice as wide. So let's see, let me get in here. And this is kind of nice because over here, there's actually a little divided pocket here in the back. And then inside, they always have these little bits and pieces here. There are 2, essentially what would be card-sized pockets in the back, and then a larger compartment in the front. And they do have a little gusseted bottom, so you could potentially really fill these up. So that I just thought was super duper fun and really practical for what I might end up using it for. Oh, that's actually a, comes in and out. Oh, that's kind of cool. Wondering if I could use that as like a pencil board. Cool. But it also works as a divider. That's really cool. But anyway, these were the 3 colors that I thought were the most appealing to me, so that's why I got those. So that's it, just those, and then the other items I showed you. I will put a link down to everything that I talked about today. I'll put that down below, and that's it for today. All right, feel free to like and or subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye.